Recently, Oprah Winfrey has found herself being dragged through the mud. There are rumors claiming that the NYPD is close to confirming her involvement with Diddy. According to reports, she recruited young girls for him, and Diddy has been accused of heading a trafficking ring that victimized at least 3,000 people. Yes, 3,000. You heard that right. And unfortunately, that number is still growing as more victims come forward. In a desperate attempt to escape, Oprah has reportedly overdosed on drugs to prevent the authorities from catching her. More and more famous names are being mentioned whenever people talk about Diddy's humongous scandal. Just this year, Diddy was arrested for alleged trafficking and racketeering, and whether you believe it or not, your celebrity idols could be involved in this crime. As of now, the most mentioned stars are Oprah, Usher, Jay-Z, and Kevin Hart. Whether they're innocent or not, the case is still ongoing, so we don't know yet who will be indicted. Nonetheless, the claims against Diddy are outrageous to say the least. More than 1,000 baby bottles were found in his mansion, and God knows what he was doing with them. Some online commentators have shared their thoughts, and apparently the baby oil was used to prevent victims from escaping. While Diddy continues to insist on his innocence, the public and media have perhaps already made up their minds, at least by all accounts. Diddy's career and personal life are in shambles, and he may never succeed in reclaiming his public image again. So, how is Oprah involved in all of this? In the past, Oprah has been seen attending parties that Diddy organized, and there are pictures proving her close connections with him. With Oprah's incredible stature, it's no surprise that she gained access to some of the most exclusive parties in the world. It's everyone's dream to be invited to these parties, but now that we know what happens behind the scenes, it's safe to say that being a regular person isn't so bad after all. Because let's face it, if we were part of their circle, even if we didn't know what was happening behind the scenes, we could still get involved and face legal consequences. The industry these people are in is definitely fascinating to say the least, but it's not as glamorous or perfect as those Instagram pictures make it seem. Now, going back to Oprah, from her early days as a talk show host to becoming one of the richest women in the world, Oprah has built an empire that transcends television. She continued to influence through acting, producing, and launching her network. Amazingly, she is now worth a whopping $2.5 billion. However, Oprah isn't just rich, she's a self-made billionaire who has defied the odds through sheer hard work, vision, and smart investments. From rubbing shoulders with royalty to hosting A-list parties, Oprah has cemented her mark in these elite circles. But due to her tight-knit relationship with many of Hollywood's most powerful figures, the media has begun to scrutinize her more closely. Oprah is known to be friends with the now infamous Harvey Weinstein, and because of that connection, people have started to raise their eyebrows. Oprah's innocence is being questioned now more than ever. Was Oprah aware of Weinstein's crimes before they came to light? Harvey Weinstein, once an industry mogul, is now terribly infamous. He is at the center of a massive scandal that exposed the rampant misconduct in the entertainment world. Accusations published by the New York Times revealed that over 24 women accused him of harassment and assault. Some of the actresses among the accusers were Rose McGowan and Ashley Judd. From the late 1980s until just a few years ago, Harvey Weinstein would lead women into hotel rooms and perform unwanted acts on them. When his crimes were revealed, it opened the floodgates for a much larger conversation about the systemic abuse plaguing Hollywood. Furthermore, his case gave momentum to the Me Too movement, empowering countless victims of violence. In May 2018, Weinstein was indicted in New York City on some very serious charges. He was tried in January 2020, and on February 24, 2020, he was found guilty of third-degree and first-degree criminal act. The judge sentenced him to 23 years in prison. Unfortunately, the Weinstein case opened a Pandora's box in the entertainment industry, and while it's great that these conversations are happening, no abuse should have occurred in the first place. Despite the progress made, girls and women still face significant risks in today's world. Let's take a trip down memory lane and rediscover Oprah's infamous Academy. Founded in 2007 in South Africa, Oprah's Leadership Academy for Girls was intended to prepare and help young girls achieve better lives. However, in 2011, allegations surfaced, claiming that some members of the staff engaged in inappropriate behavior with the students. This raised a lot of suspicions about human trafficking, especially since many of the young girls were taken far away from their family. Trafficking becomes alarmingly easy when children are removed from their families, as they lose their support systems and are left vulnerable to exploitation. There are many factors leading to this sad reality, and if Oprah is indeed engaging in these crimes, she would be aware that these children are not receiving the resources and emotional support they need. It is well known that traffickers exploit vulnerabilities by using manipulation and coercion to trap children in these exploitative situations. Whether Oprah Winfrey is trafficking girls through her academy remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: Oprah is a woman, and one would expect her to understand the dangers many girls face. Oprah herself was a victim of abuse. She was by an older cousin at the age of 9, with the abuse continuing for 4 years. Oprah revealed that she didn't even understand what was happening at the time.
Never would not have imagined in this lifetime the life that I now am able to live. But like so many parents of that era, caregivers of that area, particularly in the Black community, corporal punishment, whipping your kids, beating your kids was just common.
Which led to becoming pregnant at 14. The baby died 2 weeks after Oprah gave birth. Given her tragic history, it's even more shocking that she could be involved in Diddy's crimes. Ultimately, it's safe to say that Diddy will face heavy legal repercussions for his actions, as the proof against him is pretty strong. Apparently, he's even been kept on watch as he awaits trial. As of October 10, 2024, Diddy and his legal team are looking for different ways to defend him. Cassie's accusations involve abuse and assault. She claimed that Diddy controlled her life, isolating her from friends and family. The claims presented in the lawsuit depict a horrific case of emotional, psychological abuse, and are a prime example of how Diddy would allegedly use his power in the industry to intimidate the people around him. Diddy's case serves as a harsh reminder of the potential dangers that come with unchecked power, and the necessity for more conversations about consent, accountability, and justice in the entertainment industry. As for Oprah, she seems secure for now due to her financial status and remains intricately tied to her public image. If she faces any legal issues, her wealth will definitely afford her the best legal representation available. It could enable her to navigate the legal complexities more effectively than those without resources. However, the question of guilt is often secondary to the impact of wealth and influence. There's a growing sentiment about the disproportionate advantages wealth provides, particularly in the context of justice and accountability. Despite being deep in legal trouble, Diddy's wealth has allowed him to form a robust defense team, proving that disparities in how the legal system treats people based on financial statuses are real. However, considering the fact that Diddy has not been let out on bail, maybe for once, wealth has not provided an advantage. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to watch our other videos from the channel.